John Frost looked on the gathered crowd, now 3,000 strong. With heavy heart, his voice rang loud as he sang this loveless song. God is a guide from field, from wave, from plough, from anvil, and from loom. We come our country's rights to save and speak a tyrant faction's doom. We raise the watchword liberty. We will be free. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. Bobbies took an oath to be our nation's warders, swearing that they would enforce Sir Robert's Rules of Order. Till Newport rose a million friends who rallied each supporter to join this flood of working men against Robert's Rules of Order. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. Like this, on the steps of Parliament, John Frost stood proud and tall. A hush fell on this great event as he told them one and all, depose the gentry and the crown, depose the House of Lords, or join the Queen in exile by Robert's Rules of Order. Socialists, Luddites, Communists, recall each faithful martyr who died so you could have your new world. Robert's Rules of Order. Say it loud, vote your favor, shout it high. All in favor, you say aye. Favor, aye, favor, aye. A mandate of the people's cry. Favor, aye, favor, aye. Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed, you say nay. Opposed, opposed. The motion carries anyway. Currents change and bring to us our dear corrupted warder. In chains subdued and ill-abused, he's left with no supporters. Mobility's will can then proceed by our own rules of order, and we'll all cheer for country's sake when Robert's drawn and quartered. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament shall be reborn with Robert's Rules of Order.
Oh, here we are. I'm so used to Pink Flame of Liberty where I've got another segment after the intro song. So I'm always like, you know. Name of the song Sam Smith had. It's called Robert's Rules of Order.
And the group name is?
Bad September.
Bad September, yeah.
Yeah, and you need to, I know, I smell or something.
You don't smell.
Plus, check out this shirt. Boobies. Boobies. Boobies.
If I say anything, I will be getting you in trouble.
But it's fantastic. You got to give it up to Wish.
Made in China.
Wish has the best shirts. But okay, so now it's me to you, right? The 10th?
No, you have the thing, so yeah.
Yeah, it's the 10th. And I had no more beer, so I moved on to wine. I'm a wino today.
You got some cheese with that wine?
Yes, indeed. Okay. Alrighty. Oh. When the question from the final report of the special committee is before the assembly, what actions may the assembly take? A. Drop the matter by the motion to postpone indefinitely. B. Postpone it. C. Amend the motion. D. All of the above are correct. You are correct. All of the above.
That's an easy one.
It is an easy one. So, yeah, put your little swinging. I know you want to kick my ass. Everyone just wants to kick my ass these days, Richard.
Are you joining the Audacious Caucus now?
Oh, God. So, number 36. I mean, section 36. Whatever.
What's the page number? 313? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, you'll have to tell me where this is at.
Discharge a committee. Section 36. What's in line numbers 26 through 35? Let's see. Second paragraph under effect of discharging a committee.
Yeah.
When a blah blah. Yes.
But why is it effect? Is it okay? Just continue.
When a committee is discharged from further consideration of a question which was pending at the time of its referral and which was referred by means of the subsidiary motion to commit, The question comes before the assembly automatically at that time, unless the committee is discharged by means of a motion that includes the specification of a later time for considering it. If no later time was specified in the motion, the question can then be postponed if desired, or if the assembly wishes to drop the matter, the question can be postponed indefinitely.
Okay.
That's it.
But it doesn't even talk about it being amended, or that's like.
Yeah, they're missing part.
They're missing. If you go to standard. Oh no, that doesn't do it either.
There's a carryover. No, it doesn't.
Well, to me, it's just logical. Like you can amend something that came out of a committee.
Yeah, just think of a bylaws committee.
Yeah. So
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that
think of bylaws.
Off.
Here's the motion. We can amend it. Okay, fine.
And I didn't look like a good drug dealer.
Smuggler's blues. Smuggler's pink. Anyway. Okay.
Howdy, Julian. Just saying hi to the studio audience. This requires a drink. I'm corrupting the youth because Julian's too young to drink.
Okay. Stupid government rules. Anyway. Yeah, why is it you're too young to drink except when it comes to church wine?
It's usually not even real wine at church either.
It depends on where you're at.
Yeah, but most
Catholics
churches
use real wine.
Most Protestant churches don't.
Some did.
Some do.
Lutherans do.
Well, Lutherans love to drink.
That's what a Baptist.
Anyway,
well,
now that we've just criticized half our audience.
No, you know what Baptists say.
No. Continue with the Roberts. We're going to get off of religion.
Okay. Let me figure out what we're talking about here. It looks like previous question stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely previous question.
Okay.
Well, it shows up all over the place in the wording. So yes, it's previous question.
I'm going to get confused, aren't I? Okay, I'll pay attention.
No, this is going to be confusing.
Oh, God.
This is a word salad. They should have brought croutons. Okay.
Oh, I got a headache already.
A vote on motion A is taken under an order for the previous question.
Okay.
And then the vote on motion A is reconsidered after the order for the previous question is exhausted.
Right.
Which of the following is correct?
Okay.
Enter salad. A. The order for the previous question only applies to the motion to reconsider. I told you this is going to be a pain.
I don't understand. Okay, continue.
B. The order for the previous question no longer applies.
Okay.
C. The order for the previous question still applies to both the motion to reconsider and the reconsideration of motion A.
Okay.
D. The motion for the previous the order for the previous question only applies to the reconsideration of motion A.
Do the first part again, the question.
Okay. A vote on motion A is taken under an order for the previous question, and then the vote on motion A is reconsidered after the order for the previous question is exhausted.
B.
The order for the previous question no longer applies? You are correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they were word salading this to the point of being ridiculous.
Right. It really was simple.
Yeah.
They just they threw a bunch of words at it.
Right.
If you reconsider something that had been decided by somebody calling the question, that calling the question has nothing to do with the reconsideration. It's just a procedural thing.
It sticks in the main motion.
Right.
Motion, right.
Okay. Oh, I got one right.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Even though you're still kicking my ass. Kicking my ass.
This one, they tried to add the word salad to confuse the hell out of you.
Oh, yeah, and it did. Because the wine was really interfering with
Well, you
the
figure
signal.
between the question and the answers, previous question used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Citation. Whoops, that's upside down. There we go. 325, 21 to 24.
What section?
Reconsider, of course.
Oh, okay. Where we were at.
It is under reconsideration. No, wait a minute. Excuse me. I take that back. The main paragraph section is called Effect of Adoption of the Motion to Reconsider, Rules Governing Debate on the Reconsideration. This is under further rules and explanation. I can tell you that already. It's a couple of pages in.
Effect Yes, got it.
Okay,
So
now-
it's 3719.
Well, hold on. That's just the main section. If you go down to there's a subsection. A subsection. Yes, I can talk too. Of reconsideration under an order limiting or extending
Yes.
limits of debate.
That's 3723 in the 12th.
Okay, we have a question. Someone's asking, what are we talking about?
Robert's Rules of Order, the most holy of writ. That should be very clear now.
Hopefully. Okay.
You should feel very worshipful right
This
now.
is 21 to 24, which is the last sentence in that paragraph.
Okay.
Under reconsideration in order limiting or extending limits of debate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When reconsideration takes place after exhaustion of the previous question or a limitation or extension of debate,
Mm-hmm.
these orders do not come back into force, and debate or amendment is subject to the ordinary rules.
Yeah, that's
very straightforward.
Yeah.
And yes, I had a Gary Johnson moment, but the difference is this: A, did not fall off the chair. B, I did not imitate somebody strangling. C, I did not say bake the cake. And D, I know where the hell Aleppo is.
Yes. Did you see that clip that, oh my God, one of my hot takes from Forkfest got viral on Twitter? Somebody extracted out where I said Gary Johnson wants to kill people for cakes. But it's true. All laws are enforced at the point of a gun. And if you have to bake the cake, you better be willing to kill somebody for a fucking cake.
Yes.
But people extracted just that out. And of course, all the right libertarians got very offended.
Of course. But it's the logical extension of the statement.
I am like so tired of offended libertarians, I can't even tell you.
And by the way, there's actually 3 Aleppos in this world, and 2 of them are near Pittsburgh. I kid you not. Go look it up on Google Maps.
Ooh, I meant to get a cough drop. And I did.
You did. It's right there in the glass.
Yeah, but I forgot. I meant,
It's in the glass.
that's not helping. So now, wait. It's me,
your
you.
turn. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, you asked me.
Oof.
Kill for cake.
Kill for cake. That was Gary Johnson. But in isolation, it does sound like a shocking statement when someone takes that out of the whole context of the speech. But
Yeah, but that's the edginess of it, and the point of it is that when you think it out, yeah. So,
there's another really good clip where
drive the speed limit or die. I mean,
it wasn't in my speech, but it was during the like audience participation of Dave Smith's thing where I was talking about my fellow LNC members, and I said, I wonder if they got paid the 30 pieces of silver. Everyone was like, "Whoa, that's hardcore," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I saw that one when it was going on.
Dave was like, "Whoa, she's really butthurt."
I'm like,
yeah.
Mr. Reardon says the title of this live stream is one of the most
Oh!
experiences ever.
I don't know how that happened.
He went to Porkfest.
I don't know how that happened. Listen, that's funny. But Restream, I can't figure out how to. Some of its default titles like stick, and I've had multiple streams since then, and I don't know how to change that. So, I'm sorry. We're talking Robert's Rules of Order.
So what's the live stream that title that we're seeing on this right?
I did an impromptu live stream immediately after Porkfest, and that's what it's pulling.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't know why, though, because I've changed that title multiple times. I don't know. Restream, I don't get it.
Yeah, this is the Cult of RONR, where we invade the sacred temple of Robert's Rules with our irreverent humor, our goofy questions, and our what the hell are they talking about on these calendars.
Yeah, I'll go in and change that after the fact, and I'll definitely change it for the live stream title. But hopefully everyone who's now joined has figured out we're not talking about that.
Mr. Reardon also says, David Smith was recently on Kennedy. Yes, that's true. Lily Tang Williams is recently on Fox and Friends, too.
Oh, was she? I didn't see that.
She was providing a rebuttal to some twit who made something about some real anti-immigrant statement.
We don't have cable here anymore. Ever since
I asked Lily to post the link to the thing on our Facebook page, and I haven't seen it yet. But...
So what we've been watching, because it's free, is Newsmax, which is like the generic. It's the Wish version of Fox. It's really bad.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't watch them.
It's bad. I mean, like Fox can be bad, but Newsmax is like, it's cringe.
Try OAN.
It's cringe. But when had been in financial problems, and now I'm not even working, which makes it even worse. But I've been luckily YouTube is monetized and stuff now, but so we got rid of cable. Like, we cut every expense we could, so we're definitely watching the generic versions of everything. Yeah, so I haven't seen Fox in a long time.
Yeah. By the way, for those people who don't know, Lily Tang Williams used to be our state chair. She is a very principled libertarian. She escaped Mao's China. She became a naturalized citizen. She is currently touring the country, speaking at high school and college events, explaining what in the hell's wrong with
She was at
communism.
Porkfest. Did you see that little
I
clip
did
from her?
not know she was at Porkfest.
She
no.
also, in that Dave Smith live
Well, she lives in
stream.
New Hampshire, so
Yeah.
yeah.
No, she gave a fiery thing during the audience participation portion.
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
but she goes around the country and she basically lectures all of these mush brains who want to believe in socialism why they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And she lived it, so she understands it perfectly well.
So in my whatchamacallit, job search, it's because, you know, I kind of specialized paralegal. There's not as much work. And I've made it to the second stage interview in like 5 jobs and then didn't make the final cut. But I've been doing more YouTube and actually been getting more patrons. So I've been getting sponsors that way. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually going next week. This is how bad it's gotten. But listen, I do what you got to do. Mom is good, does what you got to do. So I'm going to go. I'm selling plasma next week.
Have you seen any job recs that say the Colorado people need not apply?
No.
Because there's been some brouhaha about that going on. Mm-mm. Because the legislature passed a law that requires, if they're going to be posting for jobs for Coloradoans, they have to post a salary range. Some companies are raising hell.
No, I haven't seen that, but I'm donating plasma next week. I'm probably going to sign up for doing some shifts of Amazon deliveries just to make money until I can find a job. But also, there was one that I think I would have gotten, but they required a COVID vaccine. I said, no, thank you.
How could they legally do that?
I'm not going to argue with them.
Because it's under an EUA.
I'm not going to argue with them. So I've been looking, but maybe this is the time for me to develop my YouTube channel. Because
Serrano. I know that Julian Serrano says, I know this is a super duper off topic. So we do that all the time anyway. But I have been collecting political buttons for a while, and I'm just 4 campaigns away from having all LP.
The national ones, I'm supposing, the presidential.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get them. They're all out there.
Yeah.
If you're coming to the 50th anniversary, the historical committee is going to be auctioning off its excess buttons. Mm-hmm. So Richard says, you can attend as a member observer without being a delegate, but why not be a voting delegate? Because I take being a voting delegate of any body very seriously, and I don't think I'm qualified to be a voting delegate. That's why. Because I don't know enough about the organization. I mean, I've been a member, but I haven't really been that involved, so I don't believe that people who aren't really invested should be voting delegates, because I hate when people do that with the LP. But my question, Richard, is there an attendance cost to just attend as an observer?
Or can you just walk in the door?
Or can, like LP, you can just walk in.
Walk in the door and be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, and you can just sit down and watch. That's what I want to know. Because if it's just getting there, because I've got all kinds of Southwest points, and
I would hope so.
And I could probably even find an LP member to stay with. Yeah, I don't want to vote on anything. I really do not feel qualified. So, but I do want to go. And I could probably go on the cheap. I'm going to look it up. You could either Airbnb or find an LP member to stay with, but I really want to go because I think I would learn a lot.
Where are they holding it?
Where is it? Atlanta, Richard? I'm getting confused now because there's also the National Association of Legal Assistants. NALA, this convention is coming up, and I've never been to that either.
That one, if you're still hunting for a job, you should go to. That's a resume circulator.
Not really. It really isn't. NALA has been useless. Sorry, anybody from NALA out there. It's been absolutely useless to find a job. The only good NALA is to have the... Oh, it's online only? They're not having it in person? Why am I confused? Richard, I'll talk to you afterwards. Because if it's online only, I'll go then even if you have to pay. Because there's no flight.
Yeah. That's a game changer.
Let's talk afterwards, because I definitely... Oh, okay. Well, that kind of sucks, though. I wanted to meet a bunch of people. But no, now I'll definitely go. I better sign my shit up for that.
Wait, you want to go in person so you could look Hahnemann in the face?
Yeah, and say, hey, it's your favorite person. You said I needed an education. Okay. All right.
Back to the buttons thing to Julian. If you get them all assembled, put them in a shadow box, take a picture, and send it to Karen Ann.
Yeah.
For the historical stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wish it was in person too, but okay.
Okay.
All right, well, continue.
Yeah.
Now I guess I am going to go. I wonder if Nayla's online. Maybe I will go if Nayla's online. I don't want to hang around
What day
with
are
a
we
bunch
on?
of fucking legal assistants. God, it's worse than lawyers.
What day are we on?
Now you wonder why I don't have a job, right? Because I hate everybody in my profession.
What day are we on?
The 12th.
What day are we on? What day are we on? What day are we on? Okay, 12th. Okay.
The 12th.
We got to try to get to the 25th. So let's see if we can make some.
Okay.
Let's see if we can burn some holes in Roberts.
Yes, and I'm looking at the time. All right. We're still on previous question. If the execution of an order for the previous question is interrupted,
yeah,
and the motion or motions that were pending were referred to a committee and are later reported. A.
Wait a minute. Say that one more time. If the previous question was interrupted.
I would like to see I have a Ron Paul button from 88, I think.
I had one. I might still have one.
Well, Richard's going to let me know the cost. Okay. All right. Continuing.
Okay.
If the execution of an order
right
for the previous question is interrupted.
Okay. So if you've called the question.
And it got interrupted somehow. In mid execution.
Okay.
And the motion or motions that were pending were referred to a committee.
Okay.
And are later reported.
Okay.
A. The motions are not debatable nor amendable unless they are reported at the next session. B. The motions are not debatable or amendable unless they are reported at the next meeting, but not necessarily the next session. C. The motions are open to debate and amendment, even if it is during the same session. D. None of the above are correct.
Okay, the motion was to call the question.
And it was interrupted.
And it was interrupted by something. And the question then was to commit, if I'm understanding.
Then the motion or motions that were pending
were
referred to a committee and then later reported.
So because of the interruption, there was a motion to commit after the interruption?
Yeah.
Is that even an order?
I'm just reading the question.
Because if you're calling the question, that doesn't proceed directly to a vote. Why would it? Anyway. Okay, so it was committed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the question is, when does that get back?
No. And they were referred to a committee,
right.
And then the committee is reporting back.
Right. Okay.
A. The motions that are reported back are not debatable or amendable unless they are reported at the next session.
Mm-hmm.
The motions are not B. The motions are not debatable nor amendable unless they are reported at the next meeting, but not necessarily the next session.
Okay.
C. The motions are open to debate and amendment, even if it is during the same session. D. None of the above.
Give me A and B one more time.
The motions are not debatable or amendable unless they are reported at the next session.
Okay.
B. The motions are not debatable nor amendable unless they are reported at the next meeting, but not necessarily the next session.
Those two contradict each other. At least the way I think I'm understanding it. Which would eliminate D.
I got it. Well, D is none of the above.
Right.
It could still be none of the above.
C is debatable and amendable.
Even if it's during the same session.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't have known the answer to this, by the way.
I'm gonna try to walk through this. If there wasn't the interruption on the calling of the question, I would say C, because the motion coming back out would be debatable and amendable because of the commit. But because there was a call to question which is not debatable and is not amendable, and that got interrupted, that doesn't exhaust it, I would say, was from what we were talking about earlier. which puts us back to the question of either A or B, which eliminates D. So the question is it A, which was in the next session? Is that what you said? Or B was the next meeting regardless of session?
Okay, both A and B start with the motions are not debatable nor amendable.
Which makes sense. That's part of the previous.
Okay.
Yeah.
But A says, unless they were reported at the next session. And B says, unless they were reported at the next meeting, but not necessarily the next session.
The thing of it is, this is my thinking, is that because the interruption of the call of the previous question happened, it wasn't exhausted yet. So it's still attached to something here, which is why it's got to be non-debatable and non-amendable, because it's still there. The question is which one, and I'm going to say B, just because I think that is the better interpretation of how this works.
So B.
Yes.
They're actually saying C.
Really?
I wouldn't have gotten this right. I would have gone down the same path as you. But they say C.
Okay.
Let's see.
No pun intended.
Right.
Why? Okay, section 16, which is...
Yeah, this has got really confusing.
16, and it's page 204. Okay, I'm on the right page. Under a section called, this is obviously a previous question, and this is under a section called exhaustion of the previous question.
Okay.
Found it? Okay. 27 to 35. Okay. If the execution of an order for the previous question is interrupted, and if the motion or motions that were pending come up again later, the rules in the foregoing paragraph, which was above this, apply as follows. Okay, so let's back up a paragraph here. The previous question is said to be exhausted in reference to a particular order for it when all the motions on which it was ordered have been finally disposed of, or when any motions not yet finally disposed of are no longer affected by the order. The conditions for exhaustion of previous question are the same as for an order limiting or extending limits of debate. That is, 1, when all motions on which the previous question was ordered have been voted on. 2, when those have not yet voted on have been either committed or postponed indefinitely. Okay, there's our commit. Okay, or 3, at the end of the session in which the previous question was ordered, whichever occurs first. Excuse me. After the previous question is exhausted, any remaining questions that come up, again, are open to debate and amendment just as if there had been no order for the previous question. If the execution of an order of the previous question is interrupted, and the motions or motions that were pending come up again later, the rules in the following paragraph apply as follows. Bullet. I don't know if it's a bullet there or not, but...
It's a bullet, yeah.
Okay. If the questions were referred to a committee and are later reported, the previous question is exhausted, and the motions are open due to debate and amendment, even if it is during the same session.
It's a rule we just didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's just something to know.
And which raises the question, if the interrupt happened, how can they claim it was exhausted?
The same way, I would guess, if something that had been moved had been postponed indefinitely, got referred to committee, the postpone indefinitely falls to the floor.
If it wasn't interrupted, I would agree with you. But it's the interruption part that I'm getting hung up on.
I guess they're just saying because whatever's remaining just falls to the floor because it got referred to committee.
Okay. I mean, if that's the case, fine, but...
It's just a rule that you got to know, I guess. I wouldn't have gotten it right.
Because the logic was the interruption tells me it wasn't exhausted.
Right.
That's where I was going with all that. And it seems to me that if it's still exhausted, it's still attached.
But obviously in some way wasn't because the committee could still debate it. I think that's where they're going.
Okay.
I wouldn't have gotten it right. I would have gone down the same path as you, so...
Crazy logic, but sometimes you just find...
Yeah, this is just one of those rules you got to learn, and it's going to come up again, and we won't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Reconsideration. This is the 13th of July. Happy birthday to my late...
Yeah, none of the above is often the correct answer. We've had that a lot. Or all of the above. D is often the correct answer.
And a rule of thumb, just from my years of taking tests, and I even told my son this: try to eliminate none of the above or all of the above first, and if you can't, then it's usually the right answer.
Yeah.
Because all the above, if it's wrong, that leaves you with usually 3 answers, and if it's none of the above, then it's just one of them, and you have to figure which one. So, in any case, it makes it easier to deal with. This is July the 13th. This is the birthday of my late and dearly missed father. Okay. This is on reconsidering.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm off the screen again. Come on, wait, come on. Anyway. I kind of slide over that way because I try to be respectful of your personal space.
It's like, yeah, cooties.
No, you don't have cooties. Not for shedding on me either. Anyway, a member did not vote on the prevailing side, but the member wants to vote reconsidered. What should the member do?
Convince somebody who was on the prevailing side to move the motion to reconsider.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that's an option yet.
Okay.
Okay. A, while no business is pending, the member can obtain the floor and briefly state the member's reasons for hoping that a motion to reconsider will be moved. So they can't make the motion, but they're saying, please do this.
Mm-hmm.
B, the member can talk to other members who vote on the prevailing side and ask them to make the motion. That's what you just said. C, while business is pending, you should get this, the member can request permission to state the reasons for reconsideration. Or D, all the above.
Well, it's B or D. It's B, right? I don't know if they're allowed to do the other two. It depends upon the formality of it, because I'm going to say B.
It is D.
It is D. I didn't know if they were allowed to do the other things or not.
Well, okay, looking at this just before we go into it, A, there's no business pending. So seems to me that would be okay.
I don't know. It depends upon...
Wouldn't that be like a point of personal privilege, maybe?
I guess so.
And then C, while business is pending, that one I wasn't sure about, but I know we know B is right. You said that before we even get to the options.
Yeah, but C, I don't know about that.
Let's request. Oh, because requesting permission to state it.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Well, I knew the answer. Those other two, I think, are.
This next one's a Sunday, so I'll just set that aside. Okay, citation is Section 37, which is going to be reconsidered.
Yeah, but the fact is, you got to convince somebody who voted on the
Yeah, we do this enough, folks. We get to the point where we understand where these things are hiding in the book. So.
I mean, ultimately, you do have to convince somebody on the prevailing side.
Right. So, Section 37.
And it has to be actually the prevailing side, not just not the losing side.
Right. Which means if you abstained, you still were stuck.
Right. But on committees, it's different.
Yeah. Okay, 316, 12 to 21, which is just ahead of the standard characteristics.
Okay.
Specifically, this is part of the unique characteristics, as they call them. Item A.
Where? I don't got that.
So
it starts here.
Right. And then it says to provide both usefulness and protection against abuse.
Then it goes into standard.
Go back a minute. Interesting. Okay, well. Oh, here it is. No, unique characteristics right here.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Now, however, that is a lot shorter than what this is. This has been rewritten a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because your section A is one sentence. This one here is a whole freaking paragraph going on to the next page. So, it's talking about number A, not number B. Your number A says what?
Except in committees, it can be made only by a member who voted on the prevailing side.
Which you just said a second ago.
Right. And I did mention the committee things. Because committee, it can be someone who abstained.
Now, that one isn't listed here. What does your B say?
Except in committees, it must be moved on either the same day the original vote was taken or on the next succeeding day within the same session on which a business meeting is held.
Okay, that doesn't say that here. Your C?
It can be made even when its consideration would not be in order, in which case it may be called up for consideration at a later time, whose limits are longer than for its making.
Oh, they've totally rewritten this entire
Yeah.
section. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so this is under the old section A, but I'll read off the whole section A. It's previous page a little bit. It can be made only by a member who voted on the prevailing side. We knew that. In other words, a reconsideration can be moved only by one who voted aye if the motion involved was adopted, or nay if the motion was lost. In standing and special committees, a motion to reconsider can be made by any member who did not vote on the losing side, including one who didn't vote at all. You said it was different.
Right.
There you have it. It should be noted that it's possible for a minority to be the prevailing side if a motion requiring 2/3 for adoption is lost. That's a great point.
And just by the way, Drywall sent us some beer money for next session.
Sweet.
Thank you. We will stock up. I definitely need the funds to stock up. So thank you so much. Next time we will have plenty of beer.
Yeah, thank you, Drywall. Anyway, a member who voted by ballot may make the motion if he is willing to waive the secrecy of his ballot. Also, if the motion to be reconsidered was adopted by unanimous consent, all the members present at the time of the adoption are in the same position as if they had voted on the prevailing side and qualify the move to reconsider. Didn't we see that quote in a question
We did.
a while back? Yeah.
We did.
That sounds from...
And that got moved because that's not in this section here,
Right.
but I know that's still true.
Yeah. This requirement for making the motion to reconsider is a protection against its dilatory use by a defeated minority, especially when the motion is debatable. See standard characteristic 5. And the minority is largely to prevent adoption of the previous question. Okay, now this is where it gets into the actual citation.
Okay.
When a member who cannot move a reconsideration believes there are valid reasons for one, he should try, if there is time or opportunity, to persuade someone who voted with the prevailing side to make such a motion. Otherwise, he can obtain the floor while no business is pending and briefly state his reasons for hoping that a reconsideration will be moved, provided that this does not run into debate, or if necessary, while business is pending, he can request permission to state such reasons.
That's not mine at all.
See requests for any other privilege, page 299.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
And I see how D is right. I just thought B was more precise, but I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing it. That's not in my book, though. They don't get into all of that because I think that's kind of like strategy that doesn't really belong in here. But I get it. I should have just went with D, but I knew B was the precise answer because ultimately that's what you need. You could argue all you want until you get someone who voted on the prevailing side. You're shit out of luck.
Yeah, and the request for any other privilege is just without objection of the body. And
Yeah.
so, stuff we do all the time. So okay.
All right.
So, whoops, hang on. There we go. Pages got screwed up. Okay.
Oh, no, you cheated. You cheated.
No, it's a Sunday.
Oh.
It's a Sunday. More about reconsider on the Sunday. Not going to worry
I
about that.
thought you were totally cheating.
I wasn't cheating. You were getting ahead of yourself. Monday the 15th. Okay.
Okay.
The more previous question stuff.
Oh,
There's
God.
been a streak of that lately.
There has been.
Okay. The vote requirement to order the previous question protects the democratic process because of which of the following reasons?
I know it doesn't allow hijacking by more than a majority of less than 1/3 vote.
She's getting ready to smack me with a gavel.
I am. Go ahead.
Don't make me get mine.
Don't make
me use this.
Don't make me use this.
You got your cue down. Okay. The vote requirement to order the previous question protects the democratic process because of which of the following reasons? A. Those who do not vote and abstain on the vote for the previous question in effect consent to the will of the assembly.
What was that again?
Those who do not vote and abstain on the vote for the previous question in effect consent to the will of the assembly. B. A temporary majority of only one vote could deny the remaining members all opportunity to discuss any... What? I'm sorry. My brain just hiccupped for a second. Let me restate that. B. A temporary majority of only one vote could deny the remaining members all opportunity to discuss any that such a majority wish to adopt or kill. That is a terribly worded option.
Okay.
C. at least double the number of votes in the affirmative always reflects the true will of the assembly. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
D, the parliamentary principle of the importance of the will of the majority applies to this and other motions.
What? Wait, stop. Stop.
That's the last one, so I am stopped.
Okay, now start over.
Okay. I'll start from the beginning. The vote requirement to order the previous question protects the democratic process because of which of the following reasons?
Okay. I believe it's C, but continue.
A. Those who do not vote and abstain on the vote for the previous question in effect consent to the will of the assembly.
What? Kind of divided on it.
We have a comment from Drywall.
I'm too drunk, I think, to understand
Kind
it.
of define the semantics we've been subject to as freedom-loving people, so they'll can be used as a weapon against us, so it's necessary. I don't know. Happy Fourth.
I don't know what that means. But okay, I'll drink to that.
We'll say cheers to the wishes on the Happy Fourth.
You know, yeah.
The rest were like, what?
Yep,
But okay.
and weapon, and yes, it's against us, and we're fucked.
Unless you're talking about using Robert's rules as a cudgel against others, which we are well aware of.
Yeah, which we try to equip people against. Don't read
Which
that. Too late, we read it.
Don't read that. Too late, we did. We do understand using parliamentary rules as a cudgel. That's why we do this.
Yeah, okay, but I believe so what A was... forget about that.
Yeah.
A is wrong, I
B,
think.
a temporary majority of only one vote could deny the remaining members all opportunity to discuss...
That has nothing to do with anything, because it's a 2/3.
To discuss any that such a majority...
C.
What the fuck are they
C.
talking about?
It's C.
At least double the number of
Yes.
votes in the affirmative. Okay. Oh my God, it's B.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
That makes no sense.
I don't know. I just read it.
It makes no sense.
You're right. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
Opportunity to discuss any that such a majority. What?
That's not even English.
I know.
I think we're going to declare this shitty.
Citation.
Do you want to know why I said C? Because it's a 2/3 vote.
Yeah.
And
What's double the 2/3? 4/3. Wait a minute. Are we doing STV here?
no, but in order to determine if there's 2/3, you can double it, like as Richard says. Richard, help me.
Okay, the reference is under...
To know if there's 2/3, it's double at least the 1/3.
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, this is under a previous question. Standard characteristics, section 16.
I think this is a shitty question.
This is item number 7. Characteristic number 7.
16.
Yeah, page 200 for the 11th.
Is it in
folks.
English in that book?
I don't know yet.
Okay, and
Standard characteristic number 7.
right.
Okay, from you it's the top of the book.
Oh, I see what they're saying. Okay,
Requires
but it's in English in here.
Yeah, requires a 2/3 vote. If a motion for previous question fails to get a necessary 2/3 vote, debate continues as the motion has not been made. No duh. In ordinary bodies, the requirement of a 2/3 vote for ordering the previous question is important in protecting the democratic process. Okay, that's where they got that part from.
Mm-hmm.
If this rule were not observed, a temporary majority of only one vote could deny the remaining members all opportunity to discuss any measure
I got it. Okay.
such a majority wish to adopt or kill. So they're missing a word in option B where it says any that. It should be any measure.
But I get what they're saying. But I still think C is correct as well, even though it's not in the book. But yeah. I get what they're saying.
However, because I'm going to say this. Because this thing was worded by crap, because they just totally missed a word, I'm calling this one shitty.
Good, so I don't lose it. Good.
I'm calling it shitty.
Shitty.
I'm calling it shitty because they didn't word it. They didn't.
I'll take any win.
You know, I'm sorry, but if you can't even write the damn,
I know it was like it wasn't in English.
correctly,
It wasn't in English.
Right? I'm just going, what the fuck? Discuss any what?
But you do understand, C dealt with it why it is a 2/3, which I think kind of deals with the same issue as to why you require a 2/3. But I get it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Anyway, all right, next. I didn't cheat.
The 16th.
I
know you didn't this time. Ooh.
Doc Sexy.
Doc Sexy. Yeah.
Chicka wow wow.
Oh, I have that. Hold on. Oh, wait. But it's going to take me so forever to find it that it's going to lose all effectiveness. But I know I've got Boom Chicka Wow. Here.
There it is, right there.
Where?
Right
Yeah,
there.
here we go. For Doc Sexy.
Boom chicka wow wow.
For once, my corny sound effects have come into use. Are we ready, Mr. Seebeck?
Well, yeah, but not really. But go anyway.
Okay. A motion to divide the same question in substantially the same way. Don't ask. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean?
You're welcome. Doc
Okay.
Sexy, you're welcome. Okay.
A motion to divide the same question in substantially the same way.
From what?
I don't know.
Anyway.
A. Oh. Got it. Can be
There's
renewed.
a choice O.
Can be renewed
Yeah.
at the same session after some material progress and debate. B. I'm confused. Cannot be renewed at the same session. C. Must be presented by the motion to reconsider the vote on the original motion for division of a question.
Oh, my head hurts.
I know, me too, and I'm just reading it.
And I'm sober.
D, and I'm not, can be renewed at the same meeting after material progress and debate.
Okay, start over.
I know. Okay. A motion to divide
Yeah.
The
That part
same-
I understand.
the same question in substantially the same way. In other words, what they're saying is you did a motion to divide something and you lost.
Okay.
Can you make this same, pretty much same motion to divide the same question in the same way? A, can be renewed at the same session after material progress and debate.
Mm-hmm.
B, cannot be renewed at the same session. C, must be presented by the motion to reconsider the vote on the original motion for division of a question. D, can be renewed at the same meeting after material progress and debate. I'd get this totally
It's
wrong.
either B or D. Give me B again.
B,
Yeah.
cannot be renewed at the same session.
Okay.
D, can be renewed at the same meeting after some material progress and debate.
Okay. What was A again?
Can be renewed at the same session
Session.
after
Right.
some material progress and debate.
Maybe it's A versus B. Is it B? Okay. Let's see.
A and B both deal with session.
Right. C.
Must be presented by the motion to reconsider the vote on the original motion for division of a question. This is a tough one.
C. Okay. Wait a minute. The original motion to divide failed.
Right. And you want, and can it be renewed in the same, for the same question in the same way? Like, or how can it be brought back up, or can it not be brought back up is basically what it's asking.
I don't think a motion to reconsider is renewing something, though.
Well, right, it's not, but it is bringing it back.
Right.
It's a bring back motion.
Yeah, but it's not a renewal.
No, it's not a renewal.
So I'm going to say no on C, which leads us back to A, B, and D. D was within the same meeting.
Yes.
And the other two were in the same session. A
A
was
was
session, D was meeting, and B was
cannot be renewed at all.
It's not at all. Okay, immediately after it fails, it would be a dilatory motion, and that's fine. We're not talking about that because this is after substantive progress has been made.
After material progress
Right.
and debate.
Which one's session? Which one's meeting?
A is at the same session after material progress and debate. D is at the same meeting after material progress and debate.
The safe part of me says A. Hold on, though. And B was not at all.
Not at all at the same session.
I'm going to hate myself. I'm betting it's probably going to be B, but I'm going to say A.
It's B.
It is B. Yeah,
And I would have gotten it wrong.
Because of the material progress.
Right, because to me, that makes it a substantially new question.
It does, because what if they've added something into debate, or say even an amendment happened along the way to change it, so that dividing that question would be totally
Well, they
different.
did say the same question in substantially the same way. So I don't think an amendment would apply, but different facts could have come up.
Yeah.
I get this type of thing wrong all the time. I always guess after material progress and debate, and I'm always wrong. So you think I'd learn my lesson, but I'm stubborn.
What's our site?
Section 38. These
This
have been tough.
was a tough one, yeah.
All of them, I think, this time
Some
around.
of them were earlier.
Well,
pretty
there
easy.
were a couple easy ones, but not many.
Yeah.
I had a couple easy ones.
We started out easy.
I think you had one easy one. I had a couple easy ones.
38. Let's see. 338. Hang on, I'm getting there. That is under renewal of motions. Section 38. It is under particular cases against of the general rule against renewal.
Okay.
In this case, it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th bullet.
I don't have bullets.
Okay. Item E.
I have numbers.
Item 5. A motion to divide the same question in substantially the same way cannot be renewed at the same session.
It's just a rule.
Okay.
There's no logic. It's just a rule.
It's because I said so, yes.
Right. Those I always fuck up. Just like the one we had before. That was just a rule. That's you.
Peacock and a weather report. Big deal.
Peacock?
Yeah, it's NBC's streaming
Oh, I thought
service.
you were talking about Alan Heyman.
No, not that.
Not that Peacock. A different Peacock.
No, this is Comcast NBC's streaming service.
I bet you that gets reported. Reported to the LNC that she just called Alan Heyman a Peacock.
Because he is. That's why we left his feather. That's why we gave him his feather back at the Prague table at the LP convention.
Plucked the tail feather and gave it back.
Yes. Anyway.
All right, well, that's just a rule.
Yep.
And I'll never remember that.
Okay.
Like a good drug dealer, State Farm is there.
Like a good druggie, dude, we're over here.
I am just completely, I just need more wine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're a fun drunk, so. You're not an angry drunk.
No.
That's the rest of the LNC.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. My ex was an angry drunk. My sister is a fun drunk.
I'm a happy drunk.
My sister is an hilarious drunk.
Oh, get me drunk with a pool table. I'm hysterical.
When do you want to go play pool?
Got a place where we can do that?
Do you bowl at all too?
I got my ball drilled my thumb hole.
That's what she said.
That's true. My thumb got bigger.
But the bowling alley.
My thumb got bigger.
You know.
The bowling alley we had down security got torn down.
No, but
They're redeveloping it into an apartment complex.
The one in Park Meadows.
There's one in Park Meadows?
There's a fancy pants one.
Okay.
And they've got good pool tables there. We should go.
Do some bowling.
Bowling and some pool. Wayne and I love that.
Can we use the pool cues and the bowling balls?
So we should plan that.
Does
Does Lydia like bowling?
No.
But does she like going?
I don't know. Her definition of bowling is you put the bumpers and pray.
No, I put the bumpers on.
Well, in her case, she wants to make sure she prays that it doesn't go over the bumpers.
No, but I do. No lie. I put the bumpers on because I'm always way too drunk and I don't want a gutter ball. So Lydia and I will have a good time. We'll put the bumpers on.
I just gotta, like I said, my thumb. I gotta re-drill a thumb on my ball.
What about John?
He's never bowled.
Let's go. And we'll put the bumpers on.
Anyway, okay, the 17th of July.
We should do an LPCO bowling.
We gotta get like a week in the next 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Reconsider and enter on minutes.
Oh yes. I'm gonna fuck it up, but yes.
Okay. Reconsider and enter on minutes can only be applied to A. Votes that dispose of main motions and subsidiary motions. B. Votes that dispose of main motions excluding the negative vote on an objection to consideration of the question.
Holy shit, I don't know any of this.
C. Votes that finally dispose of main motions. D. Votes that adopt main motions when irreparable damage would result.
Has nothing to do with irreparable damage. So I'm excluding D, though it's probably right, but whatever.
It's great. That D doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So A was
Votes that dispose of main motions and subsidiary motions.
see, I don't know if it can apply to a subsidiary. Okay.
B is votes that dispose of main motions, excluding the negative vote on an objection to consideration of the question.
Okay.
C, votes that finally dispose of main motions.
I'm going to guess C.
You are right.
Okay.
It is.
B didn't make any sense. Yeah. But, and finally, on the trick that I like, I'm so dying to use one day, reconsider and enter on the fucking minutes. And that's the way I'm going to move it too. It would be an LNC meeting, and we go, Mr. Chair, I move to reconsider and enter on the fucking minutes. And then they'll be like, throw her off.
Especially if it's a motion to suspend you.
Here's the thing. I've never cussed in a meeting, but Mr.
Others
Phillips
have.
has. Ms. Adams has. Richard Longstreth has screamed at me like a banshee.
Yes, I heard that one.
I
I heard that
Yeah.
one.
When it comes to actual meetings, I'm better behaved than all of them.
Okay. This is under reconsider. 333. Oh, section 37, by the way.
Reconsider and enter on the minutes. Yes,
Yeah.
this is Robert's porn right now. Oh, hold on. Where's Robert's porn?
Boom chicka wow wow.
Okay. So, okay, continue.
Okay.
We're in sexy time.
Okay. This is under the section called Differences from the Regular Form of the Motion.
Yes. Okay.
So you're in the right spot. This is down under that.
Mine's number 3.
I can't tell because there's holes in my page. I think it says it can be applied only to
votes that finally dispose of
the
main motions.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. There's folks on this version of the 11. There's holes in binding page holes right over the numbers. Makes wonderful reading. Not okay. It can be applied only to votes that finally dispose of main motions. That is to A, an affirmative or negative vote on a main motion. B, an affirmative vote on postponing indefinitely. Or C, a negative vote on objection to the consideration of the question.
If the
If the accession extends beyond that day. Which is why B was not correct, because there's that specific exclusion and they didn't include it in the option. So yes, the answer is C. You got it right. Yay!
Yay! I'm happy now. I finally got one hard, one right.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
Okay, is it me now?
Yes.
To you?
It's you, Stimpy.
And it's Thursday, so it's not a Sunday. Just wanted to make sure. And I'm almost out of wine.
B.
And that's bad. Oh, God.
B. I don't know.
You get the easy one.
I haven't seen the question. I'm saying B. But anyway, what is it?
Amendment of an ordinary standing rule
Yes.
requires
2/3. With notice or without notice.
A.
Majority with notice.
a majority. Hold on. Let's start over. Let me just take this. Let me clear my palate. The words are floating before me. Amendment of an ordinary standing rule requires A.
Yes.
A vote of a majority of the entire membership.
No.
B. A majority vote with previous notice.
Mm-hmm.
C. A 2/3 vote.
Mm-hmm.
D. All of the above are correct.
I know B is correct, even though I said that without even knowing the question was. Because it's majority with notice, 2/3 with 2/3 without notice, but majority of all membership voting, I think is also true. So I'm going to go D.
It is.
Okay.
It is D. Which seems...
I knew about the majority with
Yeah.
notice and the 2/3 without. So, you know.
It seems counterintuitive, but yes.
The logical extension is D because they both
Right.
can't, otherwise both can't be right.
And with most boards, a majority of the entire membership is less than 2/3, but with whole societies, it's
Yeah.
not. It's that whole thing where we did the
We just
suspension
don't
question.
have that too often.
Right. Yeah. Do we need to? Yeah, I
No.
guess we do. We don't?
If you don't
Well,
want to.
no, here we go. Because is this live real or no? It's real.
It's real. This is not Memorex.
It's real live. It's real live, unfortunately.
Yes, we are officially screwing the internet with all of this.
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
Because they're letting me on here. Anyway, Chapter 9, Section 35, 306. Not too far away.
You can do fake lives if you're wondering why they knew that. You can do something that like looks like it's live, but you've actually scheduled it.
No, this is actual real.
This is real. 9.
It is currently 2:21 Mountain Time. Yes, this is real. Okay, this is under standard characteristics.
Of what?
Of rescind or amend something previously adopted.
Oh, I'm in the wrong.
Section 35. 3-5.
Okay, you can read it because I'm like totally lost.
That's the section number, not your BAC. Anyway, although that's close at this point.
What are we on now?
Section 35.
35, what? Standard?
It's characteristics.
Yeah.
This is standard characteristic number 7.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And also, it goes...
You want me to read it?
Hang on. There's another reference in page 18, but we're not going to worry about that one. Okay.
Weird. What do they mean by except when applied to a constitution?
Where the hell are you looking?
It's standard
Number
7. Mine says except when applied to a constitution.
Okay, that's your.
What's that mean?
We're talking about motion to amend something previously adopted.
Yeah. Except when applied to a constitution? I never knew there was an exception for the constitution.
Well, it doesn't matter for us anymore.
I know, but did you know that?
No.
I did not know that.
And of course, raises the question: what is the exception? Yeah. Okay, it says no, actually, it's more than that. It says, read further. In an assembly, except when applied to a constitution, bylaws, or special rules of order, require a 2/3 vote, B, a majority with notice, etc., and so on, or C, a vote majority entire membership, any one of which will suffice.
I don't know what they mean. I think you have to have notice for constitution or bylaws is what they're saying. Is that you can't...
Oh, further on. A motion to rescind or amend... No, in the same section. A motion to rescind or amend provisions of a constitution or bylaws is subject to the requirements for amendment as contained in the constitution or bylaws.
Got it.
Yeah. And if there is no provision, then a motion to rescind or amend is subject to the same voting requirement as to rescind or amend special rules of order, previous notice, and 2/3.
Or majority vote.
Vote.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
That's interesting. Okay, well, we did learn something. Good thing we went and looked at that.
Okay.
But I just got stuck on Constitution because I'm like...
You didn't read further.
No, because we didn't have a Constitution anymore, so I was kind of like, yeah. Oh. Sorry. Did you cheat?
How could I cheat? I don't even know what you're doing.
Because I had it sitting right there.
How many fingers do you see?
Who's cooking something? I smell food.
Not me. How many fingers do you see?
3.
Wrong. 4. That one's down.
Do you smell food? I smell hamburger.
I don't, but that's just me.
I'm hungry. Okay. Are you ready?
She drinks, she gets some munchies.
I do. Are you ready? Oh my God. Are you ready?
Are you sure about this?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
A main motion.
Okay.
And pre-Palestine.
From what?
What? Somebody else is drinking.
Somebody selling it? Anyway.
Somebody else is drinking. Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I have no idea. Julian, where are you? You're supposed to be moderating our chat. You're
Stront?
Julian is supposed to be moderating. He's asleep on the job. A main motion and a subsidiary motion to commit are pending.
Okay.
Got it?
So far.
A motion is made to reconsider the vote on a previous amendment to the main motion.
Okay.
The motion to reconsider should be A, noted by the chair and the member informed that they would be given priority to introduce the motion at the appropriate time.
Maybe.
B, noted by the chair and the secretary instructed to record it.
Maybe.
C, ruled out of order at that time.
Mm-hmm.
D, stated as the immediately pending question.
Okay, I don't think it's D. The gut reflex is to say C, and it's out of order because it's something else is pending at the moment. However, I think the safest route is A.
It's B.
Is B?
Noted by the chair and the secretary instructed to record it. I never would have gotten that in a million years.
What would you have guessed?
What?
What would you have guessed?
It's hard to say because I kind of knew.
The immediate thought about saying out of order because you're in the middle of something else. You're in a different.
I would have said the same thing as you.
Yeah.
I would have said at the appropriate time,
Yeah.
which would have been after the committee had reported.
What's your house, so you should know what's cooking?
I'm not in the kitchen. I don't listen. I know, like, women are supposed to be in the kitchen. I don't make sandwiches.
Look, you're not in the kitchen. You're not pregnant.
Right.
The
I am barefoot.
But she is barefoot.
I am barefoot.
even with pink toenails.
Whoops.
What the hell was that?
I dropped my gavel. But
yeah. No, you just knocked the.
oh, did I?
Here.
Ah, it's in my toe.
Bring it back up.
No, that was gross. Didn't like that, Mr. Foot Fetish.
No foot fetish. I'm just messing with you. You're the one with the bare.
He's messing with my feet.
Maybe your feet are cooking. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I can't help it. You've got the thing for feet.
I don't. Do your note? Hey, I have a question for you. Are you ready for the question?
Oh, my eyes are stuck together.
Maybe I should do that.
Okay, I'm sorry, what?
Are you ready for the question?
What question?
Does your nose run?
No.
You've been having a cold lately.
What? I'm lost. I'm completely...
Don't
you smell that?
No.
I smell hamburger.
Does your nose run?
No.
Does your feet smell?
No.
Well, you're not built upside down then.
What?
Then you're not built upside down then.
Okay. I don't get, I'm too drunk to get it.
If your nose is running, your feet smell, you might be pulled upside down.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Oh, God, help me.
That's not my joke. That came out of an Archie's comic 50 years ago.
God, help me.
Okay. Section 37.
Oh.
This is reconsider.
I forgot the question. Oh, is reconsider an amendment after a motion to commit?
Yeah. This is 326, section 17 through 27. And then 327, 1 to 3. So this is...
What section?
37.
Okay.
Reconsider.
Reconsider.
Under reconsideration of subsidiary privilege and incidental motions.
Okay.
In Spain, we say conteshap. They all say, we're not in Spain, dude. We're in America.
All right.
And to be fair, my Spanish is so rusty, it belongs in a metal scrap pile.
All right. So where are we at?
326 under the section reconsideration of subsidiary privilege
and
incidental motions.
So 3724 in the new version.
Okay, it is down to a couple paragraphs down. 1, 2, 3. It's in that third paragraph, right? Oh, at the beginning of that third paragraph.
Okay, read it because I can't find it.
Okay. On the other hand,
Uh-huh.
Okay. Referring to case B above, what the hell is case B? Case B was pending a lower position in the series, depending upon whether the motion proposed to be reconsidered would then be in order of... What? Okay, anyway. If a series of motions is pending with the main question, and italics, one or more of them would take precedence over the related motion whose reconsideration is proposed, the motion to reconsider does not become immediately pending question. We knew that. When it is moved, but it becomes pending as one of the series at a position corresponding to the rank of the motion proposed to be reconsidered. In such a case, the motion to reconsider is taken up immediately after voting has been completed on all motions that would take precedence over the motion to be reconsidered if that were pending. For example, suppose that while a main motion, an amendment, and a motion lay the pending questions on the table are pending, it is moved to reconsider a previous negative vote on referring the same main question amendment to a committee. The order of ranking from highest to lowest in one of the four motions is 1, lay on the table, 2, commit, 3, amend, 4, main motion. This is the order in which those motions would be voted on, and the reverse of the order in which they would be made. The procedure in this instance is as follows. I'm just taking it through. The chair takes note of the fact that the motion to reconsider has been made and seconded, instructing the secretary to record it. He then proceeds to make the motion on the take the vote on the motion to lay on the table. If that motion is lost, he automatically states that the question on the motion to reconsider the vote on the referral to the committee, since the question to commit is the next lower in rank. If the motion to reconsider is adopted, the motion to commit is then reconsidered and voted on again. If this is lost, the question is then stated on the amendment. If the motion lay on the table is adopted, then whatever the
I get it.
Yeah, so it's basically it's trying to rack and stack properly and then unstack.
Yep. And I get it. Okay, I get it. And because amend is of lower priority than commit.
Kimpy asks, what is podcast? Or
Porkfest. Yeah, that's because the title is all wrong.
And is Barona's gay? What?
No idea. I think he's been drinking too. So, yeah, it's
If
because
if he's
amend is of lower rank than commit.
Yeah. So basically,
That's
what it comes
why.
back to is rack and stack accordingly, then
Yeah.
deal with it.
Yeah.
That's the short
Yeah.
answer for all that. Okay, next.
Yeah, and Kimpy, our title is wrong, so Porkfest has absolutely nothing to do with Robert's Rules of Order.
Even though we did talk about it a little bit earlier.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, is it me again?
Yes, it is.
Oh, God. It's the 20th.
We're getting there.
We're getting there, but I don't know if we're going to make
It's
it.
2:30.
All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. At 10 a.m. on a dark and windy morning, a member made a subsidiary motion
Was it named Snoopy?
to lay on the table.
Take a nap.
Resolution 8. Specifically.
Specifically Resolution 8. Not 7, not 6, 8.
So a national speaker could address the table until 10:30 a.m. When
Shouldn't he be addressing the people?
when Resolution 8 could be considered again. Okay. Let's start over.
Yeah, because this sounds weird.
And something stinks. It's hamburgers. I'm smelling it.
Now I actually smell something.
Okay. It's a smell like hamburgers, doesn't it?
It sounds like meat cooking. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. But it might be burgers and hamburger meat. In a
Maybe
pan.
he's because he knows I want McDonald's. At 10 a.m., a member made a subsidiary motion to lay on the table Resolution 8 so that a national speaker could address the assembly until 10:30 a.m. when Resolution 8 can be considered again. The chair should A. Rule the motion to lay on the table out of order. B. Treat the motion to lay on the table as a motion to postpone to a certain time. C. Take the vote on the motion to lay on the table. D. None of the above are correct.
My first thought is B, but then the question is, was this speaker part of a special order already?
Yeah, this whole thing confused me too.
In the absence of that, I'm gonna stick with B. I'm not sure though.
It's correct. B is correct.
Okay. To me, it sounded like the saying we're going to lay on the table and pick it up at a certain time is the saying postpone to that certain
Right.
time. That's what I'm
And I would say because maybe I don't know why you wouldn't take the vote motion on the lay on the table though. Because I guess it all depends. Was this? I mean, it also does seem like a lay on the table, doesn't it?
In a way, yeah, but I can also see why I would say to treat it as if
Yeah.
it's postponed to a certain time.
So I
because-
would have thought B or C, and we got now hamburger money. Yes, free wine and hamburger for all. Thank you,
Thank you,
drywall.
drywall, but you're missing the cheese, man.
There
For
we
both the
go.
wine and the burgers.
I'm starving, and it's driving me crazy. This smell.
But we salute you, sir, for your generosity. Thank you.
Here we go. So there.
Okay.
And 21 is Sunday, so it's
right.
going to be you again.
Section 17, which is back here somewhere, probably under, who knows. No, not objection to consideration of the question, although it's not far off.
And while you're
lay on the
looking,
table, of course.
Facebook user says, I cannot find you on YouTube. We're streaming on 2 channels right now. We're streaming on Pink Flame of Liberty and Cult of RONR.
Yes. Worst case scenario, look for Cult of RONR or on Facebook, and it links back to the YouTube channel for some of that stuff. So, anyway.
Because I messed up the title on this one. I fucked up.
That's all right.
My bad.
Lay on the table, standard descriptive characteristics. No, excuse me, above standard characteristics. The sentence right above standard descriptive characteristics.
What section are we on?
We are on section 17, which is
See,
lay on the table.
But why wouldn't this be on a lay on the table?
Yellow tab.
I guess because there's a time certain. That has to be why.
That's what I was thinking, yes. Okay, JJ just says, got it.
Oh, he was Facebook user.
Was that you? Was that you, JJ?
Yeah, because
Facebook
in a
user?
group it comes up as Facebook user. I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
It has to be because it's a time certain. Because otherwise it is a lay on the table where something that needs to be taken care of first is...
Yeah.
Okay.
JJ missed the discussion with Richard Brown, who was on here. We were talking about the whole chair thing, but that's another story. Anyway, here it is. By adopting a motion to lay on the table, the majority has the power to halt consideration of a question immediately without debate.
Mm-hmm.
Such action violates the rights of the minority and individual members if it is for any other purpose than the one stated in the first sentence of the section. which I'm not going to go back to. In ordinary assemblies, the motion to land the table is out of order if the evident intent is to kill or avoid dealing with the measure. If a time for resuming consideration is specified in making the motion, it can be admitted only as a motion to postpone, in which case it is debatable.
Okay, that answered it. Yeah, that answered it.
He says I'll catch the replay.
Yeah. And if next time you have anything you want to add to this, JJ, we'll bring you on, because it's an interesting debate.
We have the means.
We have the means, yes. We have the meats.
Okay, we are at...
We're like Arby's.
I think we're at time because you get ready to get up to the protest.
Do we?
Well, the time you eat and get up there, because...
Yeah, that's probably true. And that then puts us on Monday the 22nd.
That's reasonable.
So this is what I suggest, because we wanted to get through, is we should schedule, perhaps for that Monday night, to get online.
You can do that.
We'll put it on the
As far
calendar.
as I know, I'm open that night.
Yeah, we'll put it on the calendar to go online to do a week's worth, and we'll come back together on Sunday. So let's
plan to me.
We'll schedule that. All right, everyone, because I'm going. I don't know if are you going to the protest?
Talk about it with the wife.
Okay, he's got to consult with his boss, with the
Yes.
better half. We're going to a Wheat Ridge, Colorado protest that I just decided to do. It's like not organized. It's completely impromptu. I don't even live in Wheat Ridge. I just decided to get mad at Wheat Ridge for no reason.
We're nowhere near Wheat Ridge.
None at all. No connection whatsoever. But they decided they're going to bully their citizens into reporting their neighbors for shooting off fireworks. So we decided we're just going to go stand on a street corner for about an hour holding some signs. Why not?
Now, you know what the correct answer for this is. Take all the fireworks to City Hall and shoot them off there.
And I forgot to have Lydia do a sign. I wanted to actually mention the Libertarian Party in one of our signs. Because right now it's just random. It doesn't mention the LP at all. So if we still have cardboard, I'm going to ask her to put something about the LPCO.
LPColorado.org, yes.
Yeah. JJ says, I love... Yeah, I'm not qualified to be a delegate, though, yet. Maybe next time. All right, everyone, we're going to go, and we're going to eat.
And drink?
Drink and be merry.
You've
And
already been drinking, and I ain't
I'm
married.
very merry.
And I ain't married.
And next time, we're going to have the better microphones, because I found the whole thing. I'm going to work on those later tonight, I think.
So anyway, thanks for joining us. Have a good evening, and happy 4th.
All right, and yeah.
Why not, JJ?
Yeah, we discussed that a bit earlier. I just don't think I know enough. I want to observe, though. And do I have is this a closing? What is this?
I don't know.
I think I'm going to hit something. I don't know what it is, so I'm sorry if it's highly inappropriate. Let's see.
Viva! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray, all opposed. You say nay, opposed! Opposed! The motion carries.